How's it going, everyone? We're back again here with day 3 of Decksmas, and we've got the core Bakugan of Wave 2, Diamond Hydorous Core. Now, this is widely claimed as like a goofy little guy, but nevertheless, he is a very cool and kind of underrated Bakugan, especially at the time before Hypertrox, Orlis Hypertrox. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck that I built around Diamond Hydorous. So first, you've got, of course, his character card, 206, Shield and Helix. Now, the shield you're going to use is Aqua's Darkest plus 400B, and then the Helix is plus 600B, minus 3 damage. Since that's 6 damage number, he can definitely handle chipping a few of those points away for more B power. Now, as you can see, his two buddies are both Aquas Bakugan as well. This is a mono Aquas build. It's kind of a casual build, but I will give some suggestions for more competitive options towards the end. Now, if I could get, Aquas Pegatrix here. I've always loved Aquas Pegatrix, so good. And then Aquas Fangzor. So the cores that you're going to want to use here with Aquas Fangzor are, of course, the best Fire Fist and Fist cores, and then for your Aquas Pegatrix, of course, just 2 more Aquas Darkest plus 400B shields. And so that's the team. That's the Mono Aquas team. Of course, these are all like Wave 1, best of Wave 1's Aquas line. But nevertheless, they're still pretty strong despite the fact that they've been power crept, which I will address later. Now, first, for Evos, 3 Hyper Hydorous. Super good Evo. Don't ever touch the Diamond Hydorous Evo. It's kind of trash, but Hyper Hydorous is a 3-cost Evo for 500B and 10 damage, and when you play an action on this, it gets plus 200B. So this is a very similar effect to Orlis Hypertrox as a card, although it's not nearly as good. But still, you can do a lot of things in Aquas to play a whole bunch of different cards on this and get him up to pretty considerably high B powers. So, moving on from there, you also have 2 Hyper Pegatrix Evos, both in Hex, very nice, very, very pretty. And then 2 Hyper Fangzors. You might want to bump this up to 3 if you really find yourself running out of cards, if you play a whole bunch of cards on your Hydorous when you roll them out, just to get him super high and you run out of cards. You might want to try to alleviate that issue by having 3 Hyper Fangzors, but for now, 2 seems to work. Let's move on from the Evos there and get into our action cards. I know I said ability cards yesterday. They're action cards. So, first of all, the classic Aquas reroll package. 3 Dark Waters and 3 Deep Dives. Cannot go wrong. I talked a lot about these in yesterday's Decksmas video, so I will not address them so much again. Now for our Mono Aquas, I'm also playing 3 Tides and 3 Flooding Waters, which is like your main incentive to even be running 3 Aquas Bakugan to begin with, because you get that 1 energy plus 600B. So that's really awesome. You play a lot of 1-cost cards just so that you can dump them out of your hand and get that Hydorous Evo up to really big numbers. So there's that. Now for 2 costs, I played 2 Clone Army, actually, because if you're going to be trying to play a whole bunch of cards, then Clone Army can help you get that Frost Strike to a number where it makes it worth it, where it would make it so that your opponent has a really tough time being able to play any flip cards. You could actually go for a game with a card like Clone Army, and it replaces itself with that draw a card effect. And for the other 2 costs, just 3 Blinding Inks. Really good stop card, really good counter to some of your more powerful other faction decks. 3-cost action cards now. 3 Hurricane Winds and 3 Wave Slashes. I've said this a lot in other videos. I really like Hurricane Winds over Greater Water Boost pretty much any day of the week. So that's it for action cards. Let's just move these to the side here. Now, for heroes, I play 2 Shunkazamis and then 2 Strata. These are also going to help refill your hand after you dump a lot of cards out to boost up your Hyper Hydorous. Which ones you play at which times, it's really up to your own preference. You could actually bump either one of these up to 3, and then the other one to 1 or 0 or whatever you want, but I like to play 2 of each because they can both help at different situations, and also I only have 2 of each. Anyway, flip cards. Flip cards for the end of this deck. Play 3 Hidden Treasures, and then 3 Counter Outsiders. Now, a quite obvious flaw here is that none of these flips stop any Aquos Bakugan. So, I'm going to use this time now to talk about some more competitive options for this. Of course, you might want to say goodbye to your Diamond Hydorous if you want to build a competitive Mono Aquos version of the deck. You might want to just replace him for Aquos Cubbo, like the one from yesterday's video, just because it's better in every way. It's one of those power creep boys. Also, a little something that you could do is replace your shield cores, your Aquos Darkus plus 400B shield cores, with Aquos Ventus plus 400B shield cores. I've just got 2 of them here just for display purposes, but in a format like this, before Armored Elite, you might find yourself playing against a lot of people that have a lot more Darkest Bakugan than Ventus Bakugan. So what you could do is play these cores, and if your opponent lands on them, they're probably not going to have a Ventus Bakugan. Now, they might still have Aquos, but that's okay because you're playing Aquos too. So that's a little something that you could do in terms of core lineup and Bakugan choice. Now, another thing that you could do is put Aurelus in here and throw in some Stop Non-Aurelus and give you full faction coverage. So replace these Counter Outsiders with the Fierce Charge card, which I'm not sure if I've got one nearby, but oh yes, I do. Okay, yeah, you might want to replace them with these. Just give you full faction coverage. Also, another thing that you could do is, let me go back to the action cards here. You could play more negates. So I know we're playing the Blinding Inks in this deck, but you could play the Blinding Inks in addition to like that excellent Age of Aurelus card that I actually have none of, called Sinkhole, the 4-cost action that negates an action or a hero card. That's really good as well to stop those hero decks. And it's basically Aquos' best out to hero decks. Yeah, those are just a few of your options, I suppose, to make a more competitive Mono Aquos deck. But as always, this is just a sort of casual, fun deck to show off some of the potential of Diamond Hydorous. And I hope you enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.